Hey everybody, welcome to MT Guitar. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you're having a nice weekend. Today we're doing one of my favorite songs called End of the Line by Traveling Wilburys, who, if you're not familiar with them, gotta check them out. It was sort of a super group, although George Harrison would deny it being a super group. But it had George Harrison, Tom Petty, Bob Dylan, Roy Orbison, and Jeff Lynne. Although Roy Orbison passed away after the first album. But this song is just one of their classic hits, and it has a great music video as well. So it has this great guitar intro, which we're going to learn, of course. And because of the chords being mainly just 3 chords, I would put it in the beginner category. And as always, I'll spice it up for those more intermediate if they want to throw in a couple of fills or riffs, but they're totally optional, and you could just play D, A, and G for this entire song. And the intro, it could be a little tricky for a beginner, but if you take it slow, I think you'll be okay. So I have some links in the description below. Please check them out, and different things for you to look into and ways to support the channel. So thank you very much for watching and all your support. And with that, let's zoom in and get to work. All right, so we're going to start with this intro, which is sort of moving the D shape, meaning the D chord shape, around. And that's sort of a reference to the cage system, where if you take a shape, and you don't have to play all 6 strings, but this is 3 strings of a D shape. So you can actually play, all 12 chords. Moving that up, it would only be 3 notes, but 3 notes actually makes a full triad or a full chord. So enough theory, but we are playing this over what's called a D pedal. I lied, a little more theory here. When you have a bass that's the same with different chords, it's called a pedal. So let's get to the playing here. So we play the D string open, and then we go down, up, up, down, up, down. And then down, down twice, slide all the way down to a D chord. D, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down. D, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, down. Okay. Now, the second half, the second phrase. We do the same exact strumming pattern, but instead we go down, up, down, up 2 frets to an A triad, down, and then a D triad here. So that's going to be 10th fret, 10th fret, 11th fret. Cool, right? Okay, that's the second time. The third time, we start exactly the same. But instead of stopping there, we go on to a triad here, 14th, 14th, 12th fret. You can either finger it like this or like this. And then a D triad 12 frets up, so 14, 15, 14. And then a final down. So that would be. Right, a little faster. A little tough. Let's do the whole thing somewhat slow. Okay, it's kind of tricky to have every note ring out exactly, but you get the idea. All right, so that's the intro. Now for the actual song. It's essentially the same strumming pattern, but let's go over it just for redundancy's sake. It's a D chord. Well, it's on. So that's down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Okay, so we do a D chord for a bar, D chord 2 bars. Now 2 beats, A for 2 beats, and G for a bar. So the whole thing, well, it's all right. 1, 2, A, G, back to D. And this time, 2 beats of D, 2 beats of A, 2 beats of D. So there's two phrases here. The first phrase, D, D, A, G. Second phrase, D, D, A, D. Let's do all that. Well, it's all right, riding around in the breeze. Second phrase, just D, A, D. D to A, back to D. All right, third phrase, like the first phrase, D, A to G. Fourth phrase, like the second phrase, D to A to D. 2, 3, 4. All right, we're going to start with the beginner version with no riffs, and we'll add the riffs at the end. That's the entire verse right there. 2 bars of D at the end. Now we go into the Tom Petty part, where we go into sort of the, it's pretty much the chorus. And Bob Dylan is at the end of the line, is kind of repeating that part, so I would call it the chorus. So let's go into G here, and after you do D, A to D, 2, 2, 3, 4. I would keep this third finger on the 3rd fret 2nd string and add your pinky 3rd fret 1st string for this type of G. 2 bars, D for 2 bars, 2, 2, 3, 4, G 2 bars, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, back to D, 3rd time, back to D. After 3 times we go to A for 2 bars. Well, it's on, and then back to the verse. All right, so that was D, G, D, G, D, G, A. And that's basically actually the entire song. And then the outro is same as the intro. So those are the main sections, but we should cover a couple of the riffs that are really cool. One of the main ones here, it starts at the 2nd verse, is a electric keyboard with a guitar also playing it. But in the verse, after this 2nd phrase, strong, we have this nice little riff here. So after the D to A to D, we immediately go 4th string, 5th string 2nd fret, twice open, twice 2nd fret. Do that a little slow. Sometimes you gotta be strong. One more time. Sometimes you gotta be strong. But it's all pretty cool, right? It happens again here in the 3rd phrase at the G chord. So 3rd phrase, D to A to G. I think I did one too many A strings there, but you get the idea. 2, twice, 2nd fret, D. Okay, so that's that riff you can throw into the verses while you're singing. Makes it a little more difficult, so if you're a beginner, you may want to wait for that one. The other one is at the end of the verse. We have a little trill on the 3rd fret 2nd string. So D to A to D. Okay, so that's a 3rd to 5th fret hammer on and pull off. G chord. If you do that though, it's going to be tricky timing wise, so you have to be prepared to play a G5 or no 5th string. You just mute the 5th string for that first time, and then you're fine. The end of the line. Okay, so those 2 riffs are pretty cool to add in, and there is no solo on this, but definitely amazing song, and it's really special to hear Roy Orbison singing as well before the end of his life. So anyway, a beautiful song. Hope you enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions, and happy practicing. All right, good job everybody. So you've got this Traveling Wilburys song to work on. Go ahead and subscribe to MT Guitar if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell and the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And other than that, have a wonderful day, and looking forward to next lesson. Bye.